Good morning, everybody. I'm at the Mom's Choice Awards studio at Book Expo 2013, and this morning I'm joined by David Weaver, author of the award-winning book, The Gospel of John, Photograph. Welcome to BEA.
Thanks, Sherry. It's great to be here.
How's the event going so far?
It's always great to be here. I'm so new in publishing. I learned so much, learned from you guys, and it's just great to be here in New York. Plus, not only do I have a gold medal from Mom's Choice, but I also got a Benny, as they call it, for Best Gift Book and a silver for Best Religion. So it's been a good trip.
It has been a very good trip. Yeah, it was a big, broad smile.
Yes, yes.
So tell me a little bit about the book. What inspired you to take one of the Gospels and create a new, basically a new format for it?
I have to say it started with the Gospel of John. Back when the recession was at its worst, I saw so many good people losing their job. My future was certainly uncertain at the time. So to balance that, every day I decided to get up and put something good in my head. And I started with the Gospels. And then I got to John. And to me, it was just this nice, beautiful story about love. And it really spoke to me. And also, the Gospel of John ends with a reference to books. And I love books. So I said, well, this is the one for me.
Well, when we were talking off camera, you mentioned that you had traveled to Israel for the book. Can you talk about that trip a little bit?
Absolutely. So, coming to know John anew, I had always wanted to go to Israel. So I had planned this trip to Israel. And I was charting my course because I wanted to go up to Galilee and follow the footsteps of the story. And one afternoon, I remember it very clearly, an idea came to me, and I'm sure it was from a very good place, to photograph the book of John, the Gospel of John, and make a book out of it. And I did. I've never done anything like this before. I'm a very creative person, but I'm not necessarily a photographer. So I sat down with the Gospel and I pulled out key names, places, and phrases. And it came down to a 238 item shot list.
Wow.
So I had my list. I go to Israel, check into the hotel, take a day to get the jet lag out of my head, and then even though I was on vacation, it was like work. I got up every day and started shooting.
Yes, but you're smiling about it, so it couldn't have been work with a capital W. It was more like inspirational work, fun work.
It was work. It was fun work, and all my life I've heard the words labor of love, and I didn't really know what it meant until I did this, and it's truly been a labor of love. And amazing things happened on this trip, and it was just the small things.
So Tell me one.
Well, you have a shot list, and you're going around, and you're trying to find a way to photograph an event. For example, and it's one of my favorite photos in the book, one of the most famous lines in the Bible is the shortest, Jesus wept. How do you capture that? I knew I wanted to. And so being an art fan, I always loved seeing graffiti in a local area, the good stuff. And so I was in an alley in Jerusalem and I saw this image on a wall, and I knew immediately that this was the shot for Jesus wept.
Absolutely. That's
yeah,
my skin.
Exactly. And that's what happens when you see it. It's just this immediate connection, and yep, that's the one. And I took over 3,600 photographs in about 17 days. And so going through editing, some pages it took forever to me to find the right photograph. But this one, it was always
love at first sight.
That's exactly. That's the one.
Now, how do you see this as a companion to the Bible, or would you read this as you were reading an illustrated version of the Gospel?
I would say it's both.
Okay.
My goal in making this book was to take this story that people think they know. I thought I knew it. And I wanted people to read it as a story. And I wanted to make it easy, and that's why I took out the chapter and verse numbers. So I just wanted, it's a beautiful story. I used the original King James Version because that was the original English. The King James Version, everyone knows, changed the world. And then I wanted to put a modern picture to it, and I wanted people to make connections in modern life to this story, and that's why I did this. I designed it to where if you can flip it like a magazine, flip through, you find a picture, there's one verse that's highlighted that matches the activity in the photo. You can take it from beginning and go to the end. You can,
Reader's choice.
Reader's choice, yeah. I wanted to make it easy, and I wanted, whenever I signed this book for folks, I used the line I would say to Terry, in this book I hope you find something new, and that's it.
Wonderful. I'm so glad you stopped by.
It's a pleasure to be here. I look forward, thanks to Mom's Choice.
Thanks to you.
And I look forward to working with you guys on my next book.
All right.
Thanks, Terry.